Hello and hi there! I am Chrissy and this is my channel, Chrissy Love, where I review perfumes. They are my passion, they are my hobby, and they are what I think about when I'm not working, basically. I have other hobbies too, but it's a big one for me. So I'm very glad you're here because I want you to be part of this conversation with me. And today I am reviewing my Scentbird haul. Now this is collected over the course of 3 months, so I have quite a few of them. Let's see here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Scentbirds. I love Scentbird, and I'm not sponsored by them in any way. I wish I were, because I'd love to get them for free, but I love them because I get to try up to 3 perfumes with this subscription service every month, and they're like little bottles like this, so I'm not worried about, collecting too many big perfumes. And I can try them out. I sell them if I don't like them, and I keep them and use them up until I want to buy a full bottle if I do like them. And I get amazing selection on the website. It's a lot of like designer perfumes, some niche, and they just keep getting better and better. So I have most of these that I'm going to talk about today I really, really love. And a couple of them I'm going to kind of let go, but not because they're bad. So before I do that, I want to say, please feel free to like this video if you indeed like it. And please feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. If you are subscribed already, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means a lot to me. I really am just like a small channel. I just do this for fun, guys. I just record in my free time and have a good time with it. And it gives me a purpose for the huge perfume collection that I have. So please give me a reason. Give me a reason to keep collecting because I just enjoy it so much. So thanks again for being here, and let's jump right in. So I'm starting off with English Laundry's number 7. And the top notes on this are apricot, melon, pear, and jasmine. The middle notes are almond, jasmine, and gardenia, and the base notes are whipped cream, vanilla, sandalwood, and musk. And you would think that with all that jasmine, that it would be floral, but it's not really that floral. So when I first spray this on my skin, it's a little bit plasticky, it's a little bit synthetic. But overall, it has this whipped cream with an herby vibe. So I thought it was vetiver. I thought it was like a little bit zesty, but there isn't vetiver in it as it turns out. But now that I'm smelling it on the card here, I get the apricot more from it. But in the dry down, it's very creamy and lactonic. Very much whipped cream. It smells like sugared milk on my skin. So it's a really comforting and dreamy scent. It's soft. The performance is not that great. It's definitely a skin scent. It has pretty much zero projection. So it really lets me down. I probably will not buy a full bottle just because of that issue with projection. But it is a really lovely scent. It's great for just relaxing in or going to bed in. So this is one I would say if you'll find it for cheap. I've seen it at like Marshall's and TJ Maxx for really cheap. I would say grab it if you have a chance because it is really creamy and delicious and lovely. So that is English Laundry number 7. These next 2 perfumes are from Confessions of a Rebel, and I am so impressed. I'm going to keep looking into this house because I just love these perfumes. And the first one I have here is called Love High. And the notes are peach, orange blossom, jasmine sambac, sandalwood, and apple. And when I first spray this on my skin, I get a bright, juicy red apple. It's so good. That peach really comes through, and I get some of those florals in the background. It's juicy and delicious with that apple, but it's also sophisticated with those florals. And in the dry down, that apple is still pungent. It's still there. It's actually slightly creamy. It's zesty and creamy and florals and apple, which sounds like, how could that possibly work? But it's delicious and gorgeous, but it smells sophisticated. It really does. It's a very classy perfume. I can see wearing this like for a work meeting when I want to be taken very seriously. So it's not like sophisticated as in like date night. It's more like professional sophisticated. Performance-wise, it's gone by the end of the day, but it does project throughout the day. So I would say like you get enough wear. You get like those 8 hours of work time in, but not much beyond that. But this is a really gorgeous one. I'm really enjoying this one because I don't have like any perfumes that have outright apple in them. You know, I've smelled the DKNY Delicious ones and they just didn't really do it for me. But this apple is doing it for me because it's like that bright, zesty. I read it as like a Macintosh apple because it has a slight bit of sweetness. But yeah, it's really delicious. So this is Confessions of a Rebel Love High. So equally impressive in a totally different way, we have Confessions of a Rebel Get a Room. And the notes on this are apple tree, mandarin orange, cypress, vanilla, and clary sage. And when I first spray this on my skin, I get like a cake-like sweetness. It smells like cake and cake frosting, which is really odd because like the notes are really fresh in this. But then in the dry down, oh my God, it turns into a woody vanilla. It has this kind of maple syrup, natural type sweetness, but it also has like that sage, which kind of reads as woods on my skin. And the performance is excellent. It projects, it stays on my skin, all of it. So this is a delicious woody vanilla. And what it reminds me of a little bit is the Seven Virtues vanilla, which has like a wood note in it. But I actually didn't like that because it was a bit too masculine on me. This, not the case. It has that cakey vanilla with the woods. And it's delicious. I mean, it's a little bit too sweet to be considered like outright sophisticated, but the blend is gorgeous and it smells really great on me. I smell like delicious, but also a little bit mysterious. So I'm loving Confessions of a Rebel Get a Room. So these next two I have a little bit of an issue with because ever since Jo Malone Wood Sage and Sea Salt hit my nose, I know it's not the first of its kind, but you know, it was very wood sage and sea salt. It's definitely like salt in a fisherman's hut or, you know, whatever, a wooden shack. And now I'm smelling all these perfumes that really are going for the exact same scent. And I just like don't really want to smell like that. I like smelling it, you know, the first time it was novel, but now it's kind of not. And now this one came out and it is Beach Hot Woman by Amouage. And I think a lot of people like this one. But the top notes are mineral notes and bergamot. The middle notes are driftwood and ylang ylang. And the base notes are patchouli and cashmere. And when I spray this on my skin, I get that like really, really dry woods instantly. That old fisherman's hut. It smells like hay. It has almost like a turpentine smell. So it goes even a step beyond wood sage and sea salt to like treated wood. And in the dry down, it still has that like driftwood shack smell. So I would say compared to wood sage and sea salt, it has a bit less complexity actually, and it has a little bit less saltiness. But the performance is beast mode on this. So if you want to smell like a wood hut, like a fisherman's hut, you got it. You will smell like it all day, but that's all you get with it. So that's kind of my issue with that. So that's Beach Hut Woman by Amouage. Now the next offender is not so in quite the full-on beach hut way. And this is Nateeva's St. Thomas. And they have a bunch of different like exotic locations that they call their perfumes by. Now what's weird is on Fragrantica, it says the note is Frangipani, but on the Scentbird card I have here, it says Frangipani, saltwater accord, rose, orange blossom, and vanilla, which makes more sense. It's more complex than just Frangipani. But when I first put it on my skin, what it really smells like is treated pool water with flowers in it. Like it smells like a shocked pool. And then in the dry down, it smells basically like a smoother version of wood sage and sea salt because it has that vanilla and the rose kind of does that too, but it ends up being extremely salty on my skin, like more than I'm really comfortable with. It also has kind of this suntan lotion vibe, which also all these tropical perfumes seem to have that like suntan lotion vibe. So it's either like I get basically fisherman's hut or I get suntan lotion. Like, come on guys, can we be more creative here? But the performance is really, really strong on my skin. It sticks to my skin all day, but the projection doesn't go much further beyond my body. So that's also a downside. So this is one that, yes, it gives me tropical vibes. Yes, it absolutely does, just like all the others, just like it. So I don't really recommend this one necessarily, unless that's a novel experience for you still. And that's fine if it is. So again, this is Nateeva's St. Thomas. But I say, let's end on a high note. So I have here Molinard's Violette. And the top notes are violet, black currant, lemon, and bergamot. The middle notes are violet, green apple, rose, peach, and jasmine. And the base notes are violet leaf, iris, and white musk. So this is violet up the wazoo. And when I first spray this, it smells like the Violets candies. And I'm not old enough to know what those are, but my dad and I were shopping recently in this like old like apothecary style store, and they had these little Violets candies. They're like little like candies you suck on. And he had this emotional reaction to them, and because his grandmother used to keep them in her purse and give them to him, and he was always like, that's not candy, it tastes like flowers. And they're like these really cute little like chalky violet candies. I'll put a picture up there. And we bought them together, and I got to taste them, and this is exactly what the taste of them is, what this smells like, which is a really chalky, powdery violet. But also this has green apple, so that green apple also stands in there. So it's like a little bit zesty as well. And then in the dry down, I get more of the bergamot. So I get like a zesty bergamot with this like really soft but sweet purple floral. So that violet is definitely still there. Obviously it's in like every aspect of the pyramid, so it's gonna show up. And this is one that's like kind of playful. It's kind of sweet. Like, not sweet as in like saccharine sweet, but it's kind of like adorable. Like, those violets are just like playful and fun and sweet and uplifting. You have the bergamot and the apple in there. This is so office friendly. It's just like a lovely scent. It's ladylike, it's pretty. It has like almost like a vintage kind of timeless appeal without being actually old fashioned. So this is unfortunately though a skin scent. It doesn't really project very far, which I guess also makes it great for the office. So you're not really offending anyone or getting in their face. So this to me is just like a lovely perfume. I'm probably gonna buy a full-size bottle of this once I finish the sample size, because I've never smelled anything quite like it, and I think it's just so pretty. So again, this is Molinard's Violette. So thank you again for being here and watching my review of my 6 Scentbird perfumes. It's a little bit of a haul that I saved up for a while, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you do Scentbird or what you've been selecting and liking on that. I'd love to know what I should try next and put in my cart. Thanks for being here, and I hope you have a very beautiful day.